And I'm all alone. Oops. Well, I can't even share it. So, hi. Third time's the charm. Technical issues. I apologize. I don't control YouTube. If I did, I'd get more views at least. Okay, let's see if I can put the free block back in there. While people are finding me for the third time, make sure it's public. Oh, it must be public. Somebody found me. The worst game of hide and seek ever. Ever, ever, ever. Okay, I'm going to pin this again, I hope. I know I say that a lot. Things go wrong a lot for me. Okay, good morning again, Melissa. You win. First one to find me. And good morning again, Deborah. Congratulations on finding me. Wow, that was not fun. The other camera was on, so it wouldn't pick up my camera again when I tried to make the live stream. Even after I turned it off, it wouldn't pick it up. And the other camera is completely off. I should sound normal. Good, bad, or indifferent. Whoops. Stop trying to see what's on the phone. That's rude. Well, I've ate up all my talk time with tech problems. We're here. And I'll delete that other one after this stream, so people won't be trying to figure out which one it is. Fun fact, I have rosacea, and when my blood pressure goes up from things like trying to rush, my face will turn beet red. I think this camera fixes it somehow, but my face starts looking a different shade than my neck. Doctor says it's rosacea. Oh, goodness. Crazy, crazy. Good morning, Sherry. And good morning, Sylvia. Thank you all. Oh, we were having technical issues. This is the third one. This is the third live stream. How's everyone? And Happy New Year's. Melissa said that in the last one, so happy 2025. I'm sure people up north of me aren't so happy. They had roads shut down, diesels, cars stuck on roads. I don't know. I think it was at least a day, if not more. By the way, keep praying for those people, and we're supposed to have more come in Thursday night into Friday. No idea where it's going to go because, frankly, they don't know. They changed our particular outlook hourly coming up to Sunday. No, whatever time you looked on Saturday, it would change the times, closer or further away. So, okay. Thank you for sharing links, Melissa. I had to see who was doing it. So, who knows what'll happen? But also, I didn't realize this until I was watching the weather. I think it was late Saturday. Maybe it was Sunday. There was tornado outbreaks. I think it was Saturday because it was live. Anyway, over the weekend, there was several tornado outbreaks and warnings. And I watch two YouTubers, Max Velocity and Ryan Hall, y'all. I watch those two YouTubers for the live forecasts. And I had no idea that there was going to be tornado outbreaks. So pray for those people too. Pray for everybody to get their electric back on if they don't have it on already. Thank you, Lord. We didn't lose our electricity or anything. And my husband was able to make it to work this week. Yay. The only thing good about that is, and it's not even a good point about that. I was going to say, I don't get to torment him during my live today. I think I liked doing that last time. He got in trouble. could just, oh, good morning. Somebody came in. There she is. Good morning, Dee Dee. I heard everywhere, and I don't know if I want to blame you or Sophia, the other lady I watch. I don't get inspired like that on my own, so somebody else is to blame. It's good to see you. Yesterday, after I made this block, and I think it's on Etsy, so I won't be providing this block. After I made that block yesterday, actually, I just made the snowflake on it, and I was like 2 hours later over it. Don't know why I was having problems yesterday. I was having problems with that yesterday, so I sat until my back felt better, and I watched Dee Dee. Suddenly, my Christmas tree gets put away. The racks in my linen closet that I have to climb up into to attach gets done. The linen closet ever part gets decluttered. The rack that was in the linen closet was moved to the laundry room, along with the shelf being put up in the laundry room. And the corner where I had a cardboard box with stuff in it was all decluttered too. I don't know how this happened. It hurt, but it's all done. Thank you. I do like doing stuff like that. Oh, Sylvia has more snow due later. Ugh. I have a dusting. That's all I wanted. Is it snowing now? It snowed all day yesterday and didn't do any more than a dusting. Roads were icy. Schools are still closing all the way around us, probably because of back roads. Dee says the snowflake block is gorgeous. Thank you. Thank you very much. I love it. And my husband, of course, the first thing he said is, what's the first thing you think when you look at this? If you're a quilter, I think I know what you think. It's probably the first thing I thought too. I didn't want to overpower the snowflake. So I used a beige kind of off-white back here. It blends in. I still see a snowflake. I don't care. I like it. Let's see. Deborah says going to pull all the stuff in John's closet out. At least you get help. Hopefully when John gets home, you get help. Pardon me. This is the first talking I've done this morning. I think that's the problem. But that's going to be fun. I was in Josh's room yesterday. He said the heater kept kicking off. The little heater in there. He said his feet were cold. The rest of him was fine. His feet were cold. And I was like, well, you've got this little heater. Our house heat works fine. The boy was hot. Just his feet were cold. So I thought I was trying to solve it. He's a grown man. I was in there sitting on the floor with that heater, fiddling with it to see how bad it was, because they kick off when they get hot. They do. So I turned it up and I turned it up and I looked at the floor and I told Josh, you need to vacuum your floor. He says, you need to vacuum my floor. I said, you also need to dust. Look at that. He says, you need to dust. I said, oh, no, no, no. We're a grown man now. Mommy ain't doing it no more. Mommy ain't done it in a while. He knows that. He was trolling me. He actually does get his the dust thing and dusts. Not like I dust, but he does it. Let's not get too picky. Let's see. Dee Dee says, Coleen is a project maniac right now. All of a sudden, I'm hearing the song from Flashdance. She's a maniac. I apologize for that. Not my fault. Dee Dee. Oh, it makes a difference not donating plasma. My husband and I talked, and my friends talked to me, and although it was nice to have some money, some spending money, some play money, my body, it was just taking too much from me. I had nothing left, and I guess it was just a reaction, because most people, they go to work after donating plasma. So there's just something, maybe it's one of the medications. I can't think of anything. Just my body couldn't take the depletion, even once a week. So no more doing that, which means I should have more energy. I did a bunch of blocks this weekend. I was very proud of myself, but I am exhausted today. And I hope to get 2 more done. Okay. So he says, watching Dee Dee is dangerous for me as I want to declutter and tidy. That's not good for my health. LOL. She's awful. But we love her. I got one Walmart bag of stuff that was not needed. And I think that the ancient bug spray leaked through the bag onto the floor because I put it beside the trash can because my husband forgot to take the trash down last week. So I thought I'm just going to put this beside it because there's nothing in here like food or anything, you that get on the floor. And now I have a mess to clean up in the floor. I saw this morning when I took the trash bag out. That's fun. Can we blame Dee Dee for that? He says after I watched Sophia, I think I'm a carpenter. That's what he said when I wanted to put the towel racks in. And I was thinking those towel racks would probably work nice for yardage if you were like one that wanted to stack it sideways and just see the fold of it. They hold 6. They're not like the sheet towels. They're just big fluffy towels, regular fluffy towels. They hold 3 each in each section. I was thinking, oh, you could put yardage in that and stack it. I was trying to figure out how quilters could use it. And my lid holder, it's for the kitchen. It mounts on the inside of your cabinet or something. It's supposed to hold lids. I'd used it up in that for towels. Anyway, I moved it. I put hand towels on it. I just draped them over old hand towels. That way when my husband spills his coffee, as he does all the time, he's not yelling, I need a towel. They're right there. You don't have to dig. You don't have to look. Just go into, you don't have to figure out which one you're allowed to use. Let's see. Sylvia says, my brother-in-law got his car stuck in flood water yesterday, so I'm glad we couldn't get down to sister-in-law's birthday. Oh my gosh, that is scary. We have lots of flooded areas here when we get rain. Still recovering from the jury duty chairs, Deborah says. Those things are awful. I'm telling you, doctor's excuse. You don't want somebody on a jury who's going to be in pain or medicated. Well, okay, maybe you do because they're not going to make good decisions. And it's a 50-50 chance it's going to be in your favor still. So maybe you do. And I was like, no, you don't want somebody medicated. Besides that, you don't want me on a jury. Yes, Coleen is going to burn out if she's not careful. I've got tons of editing to do. I should be sitting my hiney down right there and edit. I 8 blocks, 4 block of the months I think I have to edit. Plus hours and hours and hours of other stuff that I don't even know what's there anymore. So yeah, I got stuff that I need to set on my hiney and do. Let's see. Melissa says, Sylvia, I'm glad you stayed home. I'm glad you stayed home too. And my big tidy up says, I know, right? About Coleen and burnout. I'm going to have to send more people over to Dee Dee so you can feel my pain. Hey, have you met my friend Dee Dee over at My Big Tidy Up? She does organizing, decluttering. And by the way, if you declutter and you organize, you can keep more fabric in your stash and less people notice. And it's noticed less or something like that. So you should go over and check out Dee Dee and see what she inspires you to do. And if you're into carpentry and stuff, which I know Dee Dee is not going to do carpentry. If you're into carpentry and stuff, you should go check out My Great Challenge with Sophia. She is also a horrible enabler and inspirer and encourager. And it's awful. I bought makeup because of her. She does it all. Okay, not because of her. I kind of need it. How's that? All right. Oh, by the way, first thing on my list was Deborah found her scissors. Deborah found her scissors. It's a big deal. They're nice scissors. Oh, yeah. Melissa says, I know from experience your body can only do so much. Yes, that is true. And that is what I'm going to get on to my sewing here in any minute because I'm recovering from yesterday. Very bad choices yesterday, but I got so much done that needed in my mind to get done. Melissa says, nope, if you declutter and organize, your husband will bring home more crap. Mine tried that. I told him firmly and repeatedly, okay, you find a place for it. We don't have a place. He wanted a new guitar, uh, a new bass. He has a couple. We have a couple of acoustics. One is up on the wall because it's my dad's and it's trashed, but it's sentimental to me. Anyway, so we've got like 3 on the wall and 2 on stands. And he wanted to get another one. I was like, great, go ahead. You like it. You enjoy doing it. Get it. But you have to find a place for it. Well, I can put it here. Are you going to move it when it's time to vacuum? Well, I could put it here. Are you going to mount it? Because I'm not mounting it. I mounted the rest of them and took care of them. Well, I'm not getting a new base. That's right. It's different when you have to take care of it. I am a horrible person. I don't get like that too often, but I can't get some people to understand the more stuff on the floor that has to be moved for me to do simple things like vacuuming or mopping, the harder it is on me and the less I can do. So I've tried very hard to make this house, last house was 2-story rental, 5 kids. I've tried very hard to make this house easier on me to take care of. Very intentional with the things I put and where I put them based on ease of me taking care of them. I used to have tons of whatnots. I got rid of all but like a handful of them. I couldn't take care of them. It made me sad to see them dusty, and I wasn't dusting them. I wasn't moving them. It made me sad. I got rid of them. And it didn't bother me at all. That was less taking up space, less I had to take care of. Okay. I don't know how this relates to sewing entirely, but I am the same way with my sewing. Right now I'm using tons of scraps, and I thought, you see some people, they have scraps. They have like trash bins, giant, full of scraps on scrap fabrics. And luckily, I saw early that was happening, and I was like, what do I do with these? And then I started using them. The littlest cut, I started using in things. I don't have a ton. You could probably fill this trash can. I don't know what size it is. I think it's a 4 or 5 gallon. You could probably fill that with my actual scraps and crumbs. I'm talking tiny. Inch, and usually probably an 1/8 of a yard, I would consider a scrap. So I started using them, and these have been able to use this right here, all scraps. By the way, this is one of Dawn over at my quilt projects. Hourglass quilt from her Hourglass quilt alone that she did. This is one of her blocks, and I'll have a video up on that. That is a free pattern. It is a 6-inch finished, and she has a link under my video to her channel, and you can find her vlog. If you put in my quilt projects WordPress in Google, you can probably find her. Hourglass quilt, stuff like that. Anyway, that's why I was holding this. I was so happy with this. I used the templates. I did it like I was supposed to, and right here was, right here was off. And then I tried to undo it, and I ripped my fabric. Then I cut out a circle, and I threw it on top of it. That's what I did. I threw it on top of it, said, now it's a design choice. So that's part of one of the rows. This star over here is also one of Dawn's. And let's see. I thought I did more than, oh yeah, there's a star hiding back here. It's a 9-point star. Also one of Dawn's. When I was looking for free patterns, because I don't want to make 20 more patterns. I just, not right now, I don't. I will, but I looked at hers and I was like, what can I use in this quilt? Stars. Stars always, Christmas star. Always. So I started picking out the stars I wanted to do. So that's how we got to there. And I did several of hers this week, and all those stars I did between Sunday and Monday. Let's see, before I miss anything. Oh, Mom and Pop are on after me at 11 Eastern. today, and they're live on Saturday. Don't miss them. It's always fun, always a giggle. You always feel the love when you're in that chat. You do. It's nice. Even if you don't cross stitch, I watch it. I don't cross stitch. I like the company. I'm going to need it with all the editing I have to do, which means I get to watch some of the ones that I've missed. Yay! This better be a super quick block. I know Dee Dee will run about 8 because today is her YouTube stuff day. I appreciate her coming, and I appreciate I appreciate everybody coming. Don't get me wrong, especially my moderators. And please don't forget to go visit them, give them a sub, say hi, give their stuff a like, give it some views. Didn't hurt anything, doesn't cost you anything. It sure helps us out. It really does. Comments scare me. I'm afraid I'm going to get overwhelmed at some point. There's really no fear of that right now because I only have a couple at a time. So, but when I look at like Dee Dee and other people's that are bigger channels and they've got like tons of comments, I'm like, panic. Panic sets in. So I don't know if I want to say, please comment below. Please comment below if you don't expect me to get back to you right away and, cause a certain amount of panic inside of me. Awful YouTuber. Oh, okay. I think I missed something. Okay. Nope, not much. Actually, right where I left off. Melissa, I thought of you yesterday. I was wishing that I knew an attorney or a cop. So when they ask you that in jury duty, you get to say, yes, I do know cops. I do. I get out because of my back. Before it was because I had 5 kids. Nobody wants to pay for babysitter for 5 kids. And I used to think I would be awesome on a jury. I watched all kinds of CSI and what are those? Bones. And I have watched all of those. I think I am a qualified forensic scientist now. I also think I'm a carpenter after I watched Sophia. And an organizer after I watched Geese. I always find out that's not really true. Oh, okay. I'm gonna let you guys chat. I need to get sewing if I'm gonna get this done. Did I scroll up? No. Okay. I think somebody's talking to me. She says, we love you. I love you guys too. And now my stomach's gonna grow. I hope this mic is not sensitive. Coffee and toast. I guess that's just, I should have more. Absolutely love you, Sylvia, Melissa, and other quilts friends. Deborah says, yes, and we are her friends. And this is for Deborah's husband. Deborah is our friend, and she is my friend. And so, how's that, Deborah? I said that. Oh, Halo will be on this week. She had lost her father last month. Yes, last month. So she will be on this week at 3 p.m. Eastern time over on Halo Inspirations, and please go visit her. Again, her link will be underneath my video. Close to the end is where I usually put other people's links, but they are there. And she gets her cherub chit chat and shows things that people in the community have made, in the quilting community have made for inspiration, no matter what it was, sewing wise for inspiration. She has a shop that, if you need another fabric store to buy from, and who doesn't, check her out online. Let's see. Don't forget to look at community tabs because we have multiple choice questions. We share things that we do. I use mine like Facebook. If I find somebody I like, if I find something funny, if I find something for free, I'm going to share it on my community tab. Oh, and I already said that. My goals are on track. The 20th is when I plan on starting to sew. This is hid. All of my arcs, I'm going to start sewing those on the 20th. So if you're wanting to sew it with me, I'm doing it off YouTube, but I will be posting my progress. I'll be posting my progress. So if you want to do it along with me and share with me what your progress is below, I'd be glad to see that. If you want to wait till it's done, I'm gonna wait till it's done, and I got all the information. I want to see it. I'm bad at quilt alongs. I like surprises. I don't like surprises. Okay. Now get this thing to where it needs to be. Now that we've got all our technical issues out of the way. And I made a very bad choice on backgrounds for this. It's fine. I'm not changing it. I really like this fabric, and I wanted to use it at least once, so I did. And I fussy cutted this instead of using 3 different pieces right here. I fussy cutted this piece out of a border that I had, and these up here and down here. Let's turn the iron on low. Let's get y'all where you can maybe see. I'm going to tilt you down. Close your eyes. I'm going to move you closer too. I asked my husband last week, does anybody need to be that close to me? He's like, okay. Oops. Is that as far as we're going to go? All right. I'll try to stay in frame. First of all, I'm going to take the 2 pieces. I think I said 2.5 inches. We're going to make 4 at a time HSTs. Welcome to the pandemonium. Hello, Joyce, and good morning. Melissa said, welcome to the pandemonium. I wasn't sure what we were saying it about, but I was with her. I'm using my 1/4 inch foot. I just sew off, turn it, do it again, all the way around. You're a little bit loud at that rate. Is everybody having a happy new year? Tell you what, after I started my to-do lists, I got much happier. So right sides together for the pieces that are for HSTs, and the pattern with the cuts will say which ones are for the HSTs. So you just put right sides together. And I only have 1 string. And then you cut corner to corner. Deborah loves the candy cane fabric. Me too. It was cheap Walmart fabric, but I was like, it's just so cute. I knew what I was getting. Corner to corner, and turn it and do corner to corner again, except for this is not going to turn easily for me. And there's a formula, and I have the cheat sheets. The cheat sheets are actually down below for the 4 at a time, 2 at a time, 8 at a time HSTs. Tell me I cut those right. I wasn't even thinking. Okay, I did. There's a cheat sheet for it. I made mine a little bit bigger, so hopefully they will either be the right size or I will have very little trimming to do. And press to the dark side, which means dark side on top. Oops. Melissa says, to-do lists are great for making you feel like you're more organized. They do me. And you have no idea how empowering it is to, depending on where your to-do list is, when it was on paper, seeing that thing grow and grow and grow and not catching up. And then one day I heard Dee Dee say it. Throw it away. It's okay. And I did. And do you know what it affected? Absolutely nothing. My mind shut up. I forgot what I'd put on there to keep track of. I was okay throwing it away. Let's see, 1.5. Well, mine are right at 1.5, so at least this one is. I'm going to cut off those dog ears. And I'll get that back over here in a second. Oh. Maybe with my seam, I did better. I don't know. I usually don't get them right. Because those two are right. I'm not checking these though. And yesterday when I was making that snowflake and I got frustrated because I started out really good. Do these, then these, then these. Just a couple at a time so I don't get confused. Somewhere down the line it went sideways. Sylvia says if you don't keep adding to the to-do list, which I guess is what I just talked about. And then Melissa says, and 6 months, Coleen, you'll be mad at yourself because you didn't do one specific item that from that list you tossed. I can't remember 6 minutes ago nowadays, so I think we'll be okay. So those just, I have my, whoops, that goes underneath. 1.5, 1.5, 3.5 by 1.5. And now these are 1 inch square, 1.5 inch squares. Did I do that right? 1, 2, yeah, okay. I have those, so I'm going to take care of that middle real quick. I think I have enough to trim down when I'm done, but we'll see. Oh, and I wanted to change that. I am going to change that. The block, the square is 1.5. This should be a 1/2 inch smaller than the square, 1/4 inch on each side smaller than that square, which means this needs to be, okay, I've already lost my train of thought. 1.5 inch, 1/2 inch smaller on each side makes it 1 inch. So I want this actually cut at 1 inch, which gives me a 1/2 inch in the center. So I'm going to cut this one down to 1 inch while I'm remembering it. I fixed it when I put it in the PDF. Actually this morning, because last night I was going to take a shower and do the math again to check everything and went sideways. I guess I didn't have my list in front of me. Speaking of which, my to-do list, I put it somewhere safe. If anybody knows where that is, let me know. Hang on. Found it. The only place I hadn't looked that I thought I'd put it because I didn't want to get out of the chair. Okay. Now I'm going to do, stop squeaking at me, chair. I'm going to take the HST and whatever the globe fabric is, points in. I'm going to take it and fold it over to that center one and not turn it around when I take it to my machine, so I'm sewing the right side of it. Forgive me if I don't see you now. I'm in the zone. I was like that this week. Whoops. This is the side. You can pin, you can glue, you can clip. It's faster for me not to. That does not mean it's better, but oh, I know what I was going to say earlier. I got distracted. I realized this weekend that one goes right back where I found it at. And I'm pushing in in. It doesn't matter. There's no seams to line up. And I'm going to take this one over. Instead of taking that off, I'm going to put this one on it. So we save some thread, because you know there are people that don't have thread. So we should be conservative with ours. Every block I touched, I messed up at least once. And I was thinking about that. Every block I have done, I have messed up some way or another. But and here's the moral of the story. They always come out fine. So put this one back down, and then we're going to take this and go over right sides together. Again, my darker sides are touching. But I don't know how I can mess up so much and still wind up with a cute block. I really honestly don't. But I am very happy. I tell my husband, I said, you know, I never mess up on DIY things for the house. Put this one back where I found it, unless he's here. And this one is going to go to that center. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I've only once put extra holes in the wall, because he was calling the wall Swiss cheese, because I've added shelves. The house had no shelves. Houses need shelves. Put this one back at the top where I got it from. This is where I went wrong yesterday with the snowflake. I put them all over the place. I'm going to take this one off so I can add the top. I could have continued chain stitching with these up here, but I didn't think of that until I clipped it. The darker one on top and press back. This one, right sides together. But I was thinking, why is it I can do carpentry, I can do DIY and not mess it up usually, but I can't touch a quilt block without doing something wrong. Am I in a hurry? I don't think so. I don't know why. Because this weekend I wasn't in a hurry. I was like, if I'm going to get one done, I'm going to be happy. My 1/4 inch went sideways there, so I'm going to do that again. There we go. Now I'm happy. But I'm just going to keep trying and keep doing it and go with the ones that are wonky. I tried to fussy cut that center. It worked. Now up here, we're going to attach both of these to that center. I called it a pin, but I don't know what to call it. So I think I called it top of. As you know, I get sidetracked quite easily. Oh, I'm going to leave that down. This is the bottom. I'm going to take this bottom piece and put it on here instead of cutting my thread, because we like to do that every chance we get, not to cut our threads. Oh, intersection. I needed help. Oh, I was going to tell you guys, I don't know if any of you follow Coriander Quilts. She's having a giveaway. Put that back where I found it. Now I'm going to attach the other side. It's a fabric giveaway, and they're gorgeous. You have to go to her blog and comment there and stuff. So I don't think I have a link for her. I need to get a link for her put in the box. I like her channel. She's only putting videos up on Saturday. I don't know if that's a right now thing because she's moving. I am going to press the lighter side on this one. because there's more seams up here. So I'm going to press to the side with less seams. There's the top. Oh, there's the bottom. There's the side, and we're going to need that one. She has some patterns on Etsy. She has I think once a month she puts up a $5 pattern, I think is what I've seen her do. Anyway, I like her. You should press in between. I get sidetracked. Okay, this is the top of my bulb. Wow. Look at that. That fits. I'm sure this is going to be cut down because that looks bigger than 6 inches. If it's not, I'm going to put a piece over it because that top is way too high. I was thinking cutting down when I did it. And please remember that the blocks that I do for the block of the month, I'm actually doing in conjunction with my friend Sylvia, You and Me FPP. So they're going to be free for the amount of time between the 8th and when the next one comes out on the 8th. So they'll be free for you guys under there. After that, you'll have to contact Sylvia. Her contact information is below, and they will be for sale. Oh no, I'm going to have to fix that. That's not going to work. Let's put the sides on. That's all right. Just have to remember where I put this fabric. I'm lining my edges up here and here and doing a 1/4 inch. Sometimes it's a wonky 1/4 inch. If you like using scraps, lots of things I do can be done with scraps. I think I mentioned that earlier. And I'm seeing more people saying, sew your scraps. And I'm like, you pay for the entire piece of fabric. You know? Okay, now I'll put this right side together. I'm not cutting that because I don't want to. Right sides together here. I have to fix the patterns. And fix this block to make myself happy here in a minute. Oh, come on. And by the way, I do not have any affiliate or sponsored links. I don't get any kickbacks, even from, Melissa and Dee Dee and Sylvia and Dawn. I don't know what you think, but I think they should. They let me be their friend, so I think that counts. Right? Oops. Okay. That is a very busy block. But it works. I'm going to fix that top real quick. And if you're watching this, I want probably half of that taken off. So what I'm going to do real fast, first of all, I want to know how big it is. Just because I thought I made it the right size doesn't mean I did. Okay. The sides can be taken off a little bit. The sides are about a 1/4 inch too big, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. What I want to do is I want to shorten this down to a 1/2 inch. This little top part, I want that to be a 1/2 inch. So I've got a 1/2 inch plus a 1/4. So the height of this should have been 1 inch. Okay, the height of these should have been 1 inch, and then the top across the top. Okay, good to know. Let's find a straight line though. Really. This is the second time I've done that too, and this will go in my scraps. I'll find a way to use it. Where did I? Pardon me. Horrible YouTuber. See, I have plenty of these, and I was like, why haven't I been using those? Because I hid them. So I need a 6.5. Actually, I'm going to cut it 7 because this needs to be trimmed down. I'm going to cut that 7 by 1.5. I need a 7 by 1.5 there. Just cut a piece of fabric. 1.5, 5, 6, 7. Oh. But I mean, I always mess up, but it always works out. And the card deck I'm pulling from, I plan on this being last for this particular quilt. I'll probably do it again next Christmas. But this will be the last month pulling from that. Hold it later. And I'm sorry my chair squeaks. Oh, I can fix things. You'd think I could fix that. Right sides together, just putting them right over the top. And then we'll square it up and it'll be done. I will go back to random blocks out of the apparently I can't sew and think at the same time. We got, you know, or talk at the same time. I can't sew and think. Yeah, let's go with that. The book that I was pulling from prior and the other card decks that I have, might pull from those card decks. I don't think I've done those in a while. But just like these, I'll look at the picture and I'll make a size. I'm thinking, I think I put it on my community page. I'm thinking next ones will be an 8-inch. I'd like it to make it more friendly for people who like the big blocks, but I like the little blocks. Okay. I'm going to spray that before I cut it to make sure it's lying flat when I cut it. I'm going to use starch because I like cleaning my iron. Now, we're going to let the starch fully dry before we touch it with the iron. Does anyone like watching paint dry? Unless it's color changing. There we go. I lied. That did not fully dry. And that is why I had to clean my iron. I have some iron cleaner that I love. There's lots of things that you know, DIY stuff. You don't have to buy the iron cleaner, but Halo does have that, or she did. It was out of stock. It could be back in stock by now. This is what I used. I really like it. There's other options that'll work, but there's just something very satisfying about using that. Magic iron cleaner. And the brown, I think people, I don't know if people are right. They think there's rust on their iron when they get those brown spots. I don't put water in my iron, so I thought I would completely avoid that. I get them from baking starch. So maybe you're just baking starch. All right, that is a very busy block, but I'm happy with it. Get that sun to cooperate. There we go. That's a good view. You can see the different color top. Like I said, I was going to go with white, and then I decided to do this color, and then I was like, oh, maybe not. Okay, this way should be right at 6 inches. Yep, you'll have room to chop that off. So let's chop that off. That is too small for me to do anything with. And then I will find the center. It's very helpful to have the whole thing on your cutting board. I have noticed. Oh, Sylvia's back about had it today. I'm sorry. Sylvia has great videos on handwork, stitching and stuff. Very neat. I was finding the center, wasn't I? So to find the center, I need to go up here a little bit. And I see that this needs to be cut. Don't play with your blade. By the way, if you haven't changed your blade in a while, it's probably time. Also change your needle. Okay. Now to find the center of this, now what I'm doing is that center block that I did, the very first one, the square, I'm putting one of my diagonal lines on my ruler at each point, and then just scooting it until I have my 6.5 inches here and 6.5 inches here. And now I'm going, that's really what I did on the other side, I just forgot to tell you. And now the block is finished. And I know these are from the vintage quilt pattern from 3-yard quilts. I just fixed a bunch up. I should have enough for the entire quilt now. Put them in this box. Love these boxes. Sorry for that click. I'm going to attach this one to the bottom while it's on my mind. It goes a whole lot faster when I do it like this. Do a block, put the setting on it, and I'm thinking, yeah, I'm going to put a side piece on this one too. We're almost done. Not bad considering the 20-minute late start we had. Because YouTube hates me. I don't know what I did to make YouTube upset. But if you like my videos, please share them because YouTube's not. Very few and far between. That was pretty meaty, wasn't it? I don't care. Frankly, I've said it before, I like having a small community. I like being able to chat with the people that are in my chat and not miss a gazillion things because then I feel rude. I've already missed a gazillion things today, but each one of these people can message me privately. Gremlin in the sewing room. Deborah, why do you have a gremlin in the sewing room? Okay, I pressed this one down, so I need to press this one up. Gremlins are bad. Haven't you seen the movie? I think nowadays kids have even seen the movie. Bad gremlins. And Cujo? If you haven't been traumatized by the Cujo movie in your childhood, you should watch it. This one's just going to go on the side. That is this is really a nice spy quilt, isn't it, Sylvia? Oh, good job. Yes, Deborah gets a star. She just changed the needles in both of her current machines. I was going to change to my other machine, but I pick my battles. That one wants to fight more over things with me. So yes, you get a star. I have one over there. I don't know if you can see it from this angle. We'll call that Deborah's star. My big tidy up says, I love your community. They are so kind and accepting, even for those of us that don't know squat about, I'm sure that was supposed to say sewing. Didi said that. And yes, we like everybody, except for, and if Dawn watches this, I will take the repercussions, except for Dawn. She's a little bit of a man-hater. And that was referring to last week. So if you missed last week, you may not get the joke. You know, I had men around me all the time. I worked in a factory, mostly men, of course. Nowadays, it's a lot of both. And when I went to day shift, eventually there was more women. But on night shift, it was mostly men. Actually, day shift was mostly men. Then I had 5 boys to raise and a husband. I stayed home. And I honestly like girl time. I like hanging with the girls. And tomorrow is the 8th. So, so tomorrow is our block of the month. Let's tilt you guys up a little bit. Hopefully we didn't have any wardrobe malfunctions. My phone wasn't dinging. I trust my friend Melissa. I always worry. Oops. Here is our block. And when the sun hits it just right, you can see the top on it. So I probably should have, if I picked white, that would have stood out really well. It's just a light gray. That would have stood up really well. I like it. I have to fix the top. If you watch this and you've watched to the end, you'll know you should cut this off at, what did I say, 3/4 of an inch, because you want this 1/2 inch square. And then put a piece on top of it. I will eventually fix that. I am not a professional pattern writer. I'm not a professional anything. So that can go into our quilt. And I knew, oh yeah, I'm going to take it down and put it over here, I think. I need to move that. I don't like the sun on my fabrics. Or I mean, seriously, hang on. That sun is just, I was fighting it last time. The weather we've had, I really thought I was going to get a break from it. There we go. Okay. Camera doesn't like me. Sorry, I'm moving you. I do it all the time when I'm recording. I don't even think about it before I do it. I apologize. I usually tell people. And look at that. That is our waste. We're horrible people and wasteful. And that's about how much waste I have with FPP when I do FPP, because of the way I do it. Unless I completely mess it up, which happens pretty often, then I have more scraps. Let's go back and look at chat really fast. It's attached. Thank you, moderators. Before I get into chat, I forget to thank them. And moderators are very important. They are MVPs, most valuable players for live streams. They help keeping the chat going. They help keeping the riffraff out. I remembered that word, finally. They help make sure everybody is as nice as they can be, but you know, you got somebody being a man hater in the chat and the host encouraging. I am teasing. This is why YouTube doesn't share me. I'm sorry. That was an insincere apologies. Okay, back over to the chat. Visit my moderators. Say hi to them. Show them some love. Oh, maybe I'm not back so far. Sylvia said, so whilst I wait for post that hasn't arrived with yellow fabric, what do I do? Start something else? How many somethings do you have started would be my question. And have you cut up your fabrics for that beautiful organizing that you're doing of your scraps? I don't cut up my fabrics. My scrap fabrics, they get to stay pieces of scrap. Unless I know I'm only going to get 1 inch of it. Sometimes I'll just cut that 1 inch out if it's like really wonky or tattered or something. But for FPP, see if I had an example. Where did I put? Don't know where I put it. That snowflake, some of those pieces were like this big. They were teeny tiny. So literally tiny, tiny crumbs will work for that. But let's see what everybody else said. Yeah, I didn't even tell people how to get my attention this time. I am so sorry. In the next live, if you come to the next live, I appreciate it. If you don't, you do you. Exclamation COLEEN, no spaces, will highlight my name for me so I can see a question or a comment, or just that you need some attention. And we need to stop everything and look at who's over here. Oh, I see everybody over here. So, you know, I stop everything and look at Deborah and Sylvia and Melissa and Dee Dee. You need my attention. What is it? We're going to listen. This is just me. I'm just. I do that to my husband too. Let's see. Oh, what were we telling Deborah to go for it? You give up on your little iron? Oh, Deborah asked. How did I miss all that? Deborah saw Melissa's paper doll video and decided I want to make a wall hanging with paper dolls on it. Oh, that would be so cute. Melissa said she's fighting herself against making a whole quilt of those dolls. I can see blocks with shoes and purses and pretty hats. That little iron, it doesn't get really hot. So to flatten the entire block, I need to get this iron anyway. And it just seemed like a waste. I've actually got it hanging up on the file holder up here with my rulers, which, by the way, I saw Deborah put up, organized her rulers, big templates with some file holders too, and it looks awesome. I don't know if it's going to work a long time for her, but this is working for me. I put it up there. I'll get it down and use it again when I feel like I need more of a fight than I do now. Let's see. I'm looking at chat trying to see what I missed. Deborah is waiting for her background fabric to come in the mail. The mail is slow. I don't know that there's any person to blame, considering Sylvia's in the UK and we're here in the US. It's a conspiracy. Oh, let's go down the conspiracy rabbit hole. I can see that going so wrong, but hey, it might get a ton of comments I don't answer. All my comments are held until I can read them and authorize them, basically. Respond. Sylvia is starting her Roxanne Journal of Stitchery, Volume 7. This is a fabric painting. I'm doing mine A2 size. I don't know how Sylvia gets so much done. I hear this clicking, which means it's not on. Let's just turn the power strip off. That way we don't have to worry about it. Deborah says, just put pork shoulder in the crock pot and was thinking about what I want to do today, and my back says you're joking. I think your back may be talking to mine. This morning, it's like, you're not going to make it through alive. Then my brain said, watch me. That's why Sylvia is sitting to hand sew. And that is great. My mom was telling me my aunt makes Barbie doll clothes. And she said, maybe I could make Barbie doll clothes and sell them like on Etsy or something. Because I told her I can't donate anymore. And that makes me very sad for two reasons. Not just because it gives me a little spending money, but it's important to donate plasma and blood if you're able to, because there's a lot of life-saving procedures done with those things. So anyway, she said maybe I could make doll clothes, and I was like, I don't think I can because of my tremors. My hands will start shaking, and the more fine movement I try to do with them, the worse it gets. So I was like, I can't do. She said, I forgot about your tremors, and that's why I'm not trying hand sewing. It looks wonderful. I do hand sew my binding occasionally, but when I use Minky, I don't do binding. So I don't have to hand sew it because I prefer the look of hand sewn binding. Oh no. Everybody's saying my name. What did I do? My moderators are funny. Oh no, that's just Sylvia. Sylvia. Hang on, I'll find it. Congrats, moderators, Sherry says. And Sherry, aren't you a moderator for Halo? So she knows. And Cute Block, thank you. Thank you all. Sylvia did say that's a horrible film. I hated Gremlins. I don't like Gremlins either, but I didn't like Cujo either. And I was already afraid of big dogs. I was afraid of little dogs too. That was bad. Deborah, he keeps taking stuff and hiding it. Her gremlin keeps taking stuff and hiding it until I quit looking for it. But you found the scissors. You found the nice scissors. Starts with a cute little critter, then turns mean and nasty. My husband might say that about me. You probably would know. Oh, he has a sense of humor too, so it's okay. I prefer working with men. Women can be as mean as gremlins. Truth. Sylvia, I bought 3 FPP books, Deborah said. Yes, well done, Deborah. Congrats, moderators. Okay, I think I've gotten down. I have about 10 whips at the moment. 10 whips at the moment. Okay, show those whips. Then my name started popping up everywhere because people are ornery. Show you how it's done. Ex-postal worker not patient with the mail system, Deborah says. And she found some 3 and 4 inch squares and decided to cut them down to 2.5 inches. See, I see everybody do that, and I'm not there yet. There may be a time when I decide that that's a good idea for organizing, but I'm not there yet. Maybe it's because I don't have the amount of scraps other people do. And by the way, if I haven't mentioned it, declutter like a quilter. Use your scraps. Put them in something. Give it away. Done. Decluttered and organized at the same time. And quilted. Multitasking. It's what we do. Okay. And Deborah crochets. Sylvia hand sews every evening. Melissa's still on the phone. She says, sorry. Can't find the tape I just bought. Did your husband steal it? Mine has one tape measure in the garage. I steal his tape though, because I do all the things, so I steal from him. I was thinking the other day, I'm surprised he hasn't put an outline of the tools that he uses for his woodwork. He hasn't used them in a couple of years. I'm surprised he hasn't outlined them on his bench. So 1, they'll go back where he wants them, but 2, he'll be able to tell if I didn't put it back. I took his drill yesterday. Mine was not charged. I need a new electric drill. And then I realized that corded drill works so much better, which is completely irrelevant to most quilters and sewers. Nope. Doesn't know I bought it. The tape you told me about, the 2-sided tape. It's miracle tape. By the way, I used it on this. My glue didn't stick to the acrylic and the fabric on this side. So I used that 2-sided tape and it held this. It's holding this. That I don't mind. I could put another piece here. I didn't think it would since my glue didn't stick to it. I didn't think the 2-sided tape would. My fancy DIY, design board. Okay, we're going to wrap it up because we have been on here a long time, and I think my husband gets break any minute now because it depends if they moved him or not. I don't know. If my phone rings, you'll know if I don't shut up soon. Okay, so don't forget to check our block of the months tomorrow, Melissa, Sylvia, and myself on our channels. And at the 8th of every month at 9 a.m. Eastern time is when we will be putting those up. Like, comment, subscribe. YouTubers appreciate it. We all appreciate it. And there's Laura Lynn, who, by the way, she says, thanks for this stream and your time. Big hugs and big hugs back to you. I hope you're having a good new year. And Laura Lynn, as I mentioned in the beginning, Laura Lynn will be cross-stitching at 11 a.m. Eastern today. And then they have the live stream on Saturday. So check them out. Dee Dee, 5 o'clock. I was going to mention this. Dee Dee, 5 o'clock Central Standard Time, drops her videos on Friday. or 5 a.m., depending on what YouTube tells her. I was reading that and I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know what day it is ever, except for when Dee Dee drops her video. I know that day is Friday afternoon, early evening. And I was like, so I remember seeing that before, and I kept thinking, I am so behind. I am so behind. No, Dee Dee didn't change the time. It was dropped in the morning. Is that all I got? Oh, I've been putting shorts up with just dates. YouTube ain't showing to nobody. Why should I waste my time putting a date on it? Besides that, when you're scrolling through shorts, you're not really looking at the title. You're looking at what's there and scrolling. So I was like, why give it anything? Just leave the date on it. If they ain't going to work for me, I don't want to work for them. But I enjoy this because it's my visiting time. And I'm guaranteed one block to be done a week. Oh. Everybody says buying hugs, and let's see, which side is the side that's the side I'm putting them back in. Let's put this one back. And draw another. Yes, this is how I draw. When I have the book, it's pages, and so I use a random number picker to pick a page. Oh, I wanted to do a stocking. We're going to do a stocking, quick and easy, next week. And these should be done by the end of the month. So if you're enjoying Christmas, it's going to be over in a couple weeks for me. Unless I change my mind. And decide I need another Christmas quilt. I don't need another Christmas quilt. What do I need? I think I need a fall quilt. I've got a Halloween quilt. I've got a Christmas quilt. I need a fall themed quilt. Is it too early to start working on that? Give me your opinion in the comments because we're wrapping it up. Next week's. Links to that, everything I use underneath the video. I have no affiliates. I'm not sponsored by anybody, so I'm not getting anything for telling you about them other than I use them. Have a good day. Have a good week. Hope to see you over in Mom and Pop's chat, even if you're just lurking. We love our lurkers. Be the light you want to see in others. Take care.